And then second season, like he comes up to us and he's like, you know, you guys are like family now. And I was like, oh my God, are you okay, honey? Like, oh, what is happening right now? And then he posted on his Instagram the other day, like a collage of pictures, and it was all him with his friends, and in the middle was him with all his kids. And he was like, all around we have friends, and in the middle, center, we have family. And I was like, oh. It's like, because it's like the greatest thing to hear somebody say something like that. Because I think David and I have a really great connection and a bond. And I mean, we do we sit there and I'm like, don't do that. No, don't, no, and we're so we're like children. And then in the scenes, we just make, we love doing scenes together because we make everything so much more crazier and dramatic. And I feel like when I first seen when I was working with these guys, it was like, you know, it was not like that. It was not grumpy. It was no moodiness. Like, it was just teenage boys talking about girls, video games, and boy stuff 24/7. And then you have David Harbour, and he's like, "Where's my coffee?" Like, that's all I want, you know? So it's like a big transition.
Yeah, what was it like for you? I mean, obviously the majority of Stranger Things season 1 is you and the boys. And in this season, it's really, you know, your journey is finding a way to come back to them, which is near the end of the entire season. So you shot very little with them this season. What was that like?
Well, I think what people don't know is that I do so much school with them. So I come in on set, and they might be filming a scene with Sadie, but there I am, in the school trailer, come on, get back in here, let's learn some algebra, you know, and then, I do my scenes, and they're in school, so I'm always coming back in, and they're always coming back in, so we are always together, and I feel like Sadie and I, people are like, you didn't work with her, I'm like, I don't need to work with her, I'm always seeing her, you know, this time last year, we was at school, it was 5 hours of school, all on a school trailer, all screaming at each other, you know, throwing paper across the room. And then Noah was like, what are you guys doing for Halloween? And I was like, I'm not doing anything. And it was the first time I was kind of warming up to Sadie, and you know, so I'm a very straightforward person, so I'm like, let's be best friends, you know, and she's like,
that's straightforward.
Yeah. So she's like, okay, sure. And so I was like, well, let's all do something together. So we all went to our teacher's house, neighborhood. So we didn't ever we just went to her neighborhood. We went all around her neighborhood, and nobody recognized us except for this one group. And they were like, you kind of look like the kids from Stranger Things. And we was all like, ha 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 ha. You know?
You hit it. You didn't.
Yeah, it was like, let's go to 392. Yeah.
Where do you guys shoot the show again? What town?
Atlanta.
Oh, you shoot it in Atlanta. So you basically went trick-or-treating in Atlanta. What did you go as?
So it's kind of a funny story, but Noah and I, Noah is my one of my best friends. You know, I have a selection, but Noah is definitely up there because he's just so crazy, and I cannot ever keep up with him. He's so mental. And so he was like, let's go and get costumes. So we go and get costumes together. And we're in the store, and he's grabbing things, and I'm like, okay, all right, I'm just gonna let him do that. So we get in the car, we get to the house, we're looking at the costumes, and I'm like, dude, do you see this? And he's like, what? I'm like, what size do you think this is? And he's like, it's 15. I was like, it says 5 for a 5-year-old. And we look, and it's tiny. So we start cutting it up. We're sewing it together. So I'm a bit of the Flash and Harley Quinn. He's Flash mostly, and then shoes are Harley Quinn. It was the most ridiculous thing, but I thought we looked great.
So you were like a hodgepodge of two characters.
Yeah.
If we had put the two of you and
together.
Those two costumes in a blender, we would have gotten what you guys were.
Noah and Millie. Yeah.
Noah and Millie like that.
Yeah. And then Finn came as a whoopee cushion. The weird, I feel like everybody was like, did you tell Finn not to dress up? I was like, no. We just said, get a costume. And he was walked in, and we was like, what are you wearing? Yeah, it was hilarious though.
Who, I don't want to say fight, but amongst all of you, who sort of quips at each other the most?
I mean, I'm just a very I'm somebody who does that a lot. So in school, I feel honestly, Gaten and Caleb make me laugh because they don't do that. They don't, what did you say?
Quip.
Okay,
Banter.
never heard of that.
Love
banter.
This is my favorite part of this interview right now.
Banter, but I don't know what quip means. But banter, yeah, they have a lot of banter together. They're the close. Like we each kind of have our like different friendships with each other. Like I have the only girl, which is Sadie. Then I have Noah. I have a great relationship with Gaten and Caleb. And then Finn and I mean, we act like we're together on the show, so we're just like going with everything. We're very close because I mean we have to do it on screen so much that we've become so close over that. But I think that maybe me and Noah, because we're best friends, you know, most of the time. I feel like we definitely we nitpick it. Like I think once he loves Cliff Bars. You know what Cliff Bars are? So he emailed Cliff Bar, and he was like, I love your bars. I really like them. So they got him like a full-on box. Ordered to that, I love your bars, right? So a full-on box came to the school trailer. We open it and they're like, this is for Noah Schnapp. I was like, Noah, somebody's here for you. And he comes in, he's like, it's my Cliff Bars. And Sadie loves Cliff Bars because they're vegan. So she's like ripping up. And I was like, I'm gonna just play prank. Just like when they go to lunch, I'm just gonna hide the Cliff Bars.
You hit his Cliff Bars.
So I hit it, and he was like, where are you? I'm gonna steal all your gum because I'm obsessed with gum. So he's like stealing the gum, throwing it in the trash. I'm like, no. Like we scream at each other. And then afterwards he's like,
Meanwhile,
hey, you wanna go over, I'll come over to your house, we can go swimming or something? I'm like, yeah, sure, let's do it.
And meanwhile, like while you guys are screaming at each other, there's a teacher in the trailer being like, please just do another problem. Please just do another algebra problem. She's
like, the Cliff Bars are in the closet and your gum is gonna be fine, I promise you. Like she's trying to always so I feel bad for the teachers. They have to deal with 6 kids.
So when we talk about Eleven's journey through the season, you know, she gets to dress like a punk and become a bit of a punk. What was it like sort of diving into that and also having the character of you know, number 8, a kind of sister to you as well?
Yeah, I was like bizarre, because I mean it was like a whole different, like episode 7 was a whole different cast. Nobody from season 1 was in there.
It's like its own standalone thing.
And yeah, and like we had like separate fittings, we had separate makeup, like testers, yeah, guys.
Makeup
that's
tests?
what I said. Makeup tests. So we like go to the tests, and they're like, you know, and it's so different. So it's like a whole different 11, and I was like really weirded out by the fact that like I was just like really growing up, like 11 was growing up. So, and then like I met all the cast and I was like, oh my God, like where's David? Where's my mum? Where's the boys? Because they would just go off during their school and I would never see them because I was working every single day. Like I was in every scene in episode 7. So I feel like it was just a crazy episode, a month and a half at least of filming it. And it was crazy. I mean, I hope you guys liked it.
A month and a half of just that one episode?
I think so. It felt like years. It really did.
You were like, where are my friends? Where is David?
I was like, where is everyone? And everybody was like, I was like, David, you want to go out to dinner? I'm in New York right now. I was like, okay, have a good time. Yeah, so I felt like I was kind of doing my own movie. Yeah. And then coming back for episode 8 and 9, and then like, so the scene where at the end of episode 8, I walk in and, you know, it's the scene where like they first start looking at my shoes and they come up and it's me and right. So, so I walk in and everybody had worked that day. So I was there for Finn. I was Finn's eyeline. So I was behind the camera. So I wasn't on camera and I was just there for Finn, getting him like the raw emotion, you know, and everybody's reaction to like it was a camera on Katie, Caleb and Sadie and Gaten, and I just woke up, you guys. So I'm telling you, so you're, you know, and then everybody had like their separate, and they didn't shoot me. They were going to shoot me later on, but everybody had wrapped because, you know, children's time and stuff like that. Because we can only work 10 hours, and I had an extra, like I had 3 hours left, and all the boys had to go. So I was like, so when are you going to do my shot? Like, gotta get 11's face. They're like, yeah, we're going to have to do it tomorrow because all the kids are gone. I was like, no. You're going to put green, yellow, you know, red, purple, put tape, and then just shout at the names. And they were like, Millie, it's going to be such an emotional scene. You're going to need Finn's face there. I said, no. So we did it, and they used it. And I just looked at tape. I didn't look at his face. So it was one of the greatest scenes in the season.
What made you so confident that you could do that?
I don't know, just because I didn't want to add another day of work.
You're becoming a real pro.
So I was like, well, tomorrow